Whatever.
And welcome to the Under the Bus podcast. I'm your host, Merge, and I'm here with Clayton. Hi, Clayton.
Hi.
I want to remind everyone to follow us on iTunes, on SoundCloud, Stitcher, and on Google Play Music. That's pretty much what we're on right now. You can follow me at Merge Christian. You can follow Clayton at Lakers 1949, and then you can follow the podcast at Under the Bus Pod on Twitter. All right. So let's get going. Lakers beat the Spurs yesterday. They swept the Spurs for the first time in 20 years, which is pretty. I mean, yes,
I didn't realize they even swept them. I thought that they had lost earlier in the year to them.
They had 3 games against them. They beat them once at home. Then they had that game where Lonzo went off, and then they had yesterday.
Interesting. Funny.
And first time since 20 years ago when was Nick on, was Van Exel on that team, or was that the year he got traded?
I can't remember, honestly.
I mean, he played with Shaq and Kobe at least 1 year. I know that much.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to Kyle Kuzma for the Nick Van Exel jersey, by the way.
1, 2, 3 Cancun.
Yeah.
Shout out to Amen.
Yeah. Did you know that was Cedric Ceballos?
I mean, yeah. I was just playing. Why was a blah blah blah? Shut up, man.
I don't know why he had to be so mean.
Because he's a moron.
Anyway, like I said, Lakers won yesterday. The second night of back-to-back. Tyler Ennis was good, sort of.
It was weird.
It was weird. Kyle Kuzma was awesome. 30 points. It was a lot of fun, sort of. It was a weird game. ESPN kind of gave the NBA blue balls for like half a second.
Well, that was the people that were watching it on ESPN. I suffered through and watched it on.
Whenever it's on national TV, I like to watch it just to see what the national media has to say about the guys.
Who was brought? Was it players only?
No, it was on ESPN.
That's TNT. My bad.
It was Hubie and Mark Jones. Hubie and Mark Jones.
I guess I did kind of miss out, but I don't really pay attention to commentators anymore.
After the actual thing happened, I'm like, no, screw this, and I just changed the channel back to Spectrum because I was so pissed off. Anyway, I wanted to start off with so as everyone knows, the Lakers are trying to get big name free agents in the offseason. We have this nice group of a young core. We hope they will lure some big name guys, especially someone like Paul George on the team. But there's always the possibility that the Lakers miss out on those guys, and we have to regroup and figure out what to do. So, Clayton, I want to ask you first. Lakers strike out on Paul George. They strike out on LeBron James. What is your next move immediately?
Using salary cap space to acquire assets.
Also, assuming we already resigned Julius as well, but
yeah, still.
Right.
I'm trying to use that cap space.
Right, exactly.
To acquire assets.
Right.
Get a couple like big 1-year deals from teams. Try and see if you can get first round picks or something like that.
I think Lopez and KCP are. You have to try to bring those. I mean, KCP less so, but I think Brook is a near must if you don't get a big name guy.
Yeah, I would be fine with that, but I mean, I'm not paying either guy even remotely what they were paid this year. Brook was slightly over 20, and KCP was over 18. Like, well, yeah. That's a lot of money. So, I mean, I would do half of that for each guy. I don't really see either of them having a crazy priced market.
I feel like KCP is gonna have some buyers because he's been so good sans prison.
That, but I mean, still,
I think Brook will have less of a market because of his type of player. Even though I think he's been great for the Lakers, especially in the last 2-3 months, and especially on defense. I think that's the biggest thing. I think him and Julius have developed a really nice chemistry together, and I think if you don't get those big name guys, and might as well just roll back almost everyone and just start next season. I mean, I think this team is a playoff team next year. If you roll back everybody, I think they're
well, you just and you get an actual viable backup point guard.
Yeah, just get.
Also, make a quick phone call to Super Mario.
Yeah. I mean, even get someone like Devin Harris. If he's your backup point guard, that's like get Raymond Felton. I think we're a 40+ win team, at least 40 wins. And then you just roll back everybody. You have another year of development for everybody, and Julius, Ingram, Kuzma, Alonzo being pretty much your best players. You have another year of heart.
Hopefully less injuries as well.
Yeah, less injuries, which we'll get into in a little bit. But I think over the past couple months, it's sort of eased my well, not really. I had any thought about this, but I think if the Lakers strike out on those big name guys, I know the media is gonna kill the Lakers, but I don't think we're gonna be in a bad situation at all.
No, I think they end up winning another game or two at least. So what is that, like 30? They've won 34 games now.
Yeah.
So they'll be at like 35 or 36. That's at least close to the playoffs. So they'll be fine.
Yeah, and I mean, and then I
playoffs with a incredibly young team too.
Oh yeah, of course. I think this Lakers team could give those bottom half of the West teams, bottom half of the top 8 playoff teams, some troubles.
Yeah.
I feel like the Jazz, the Thunder, the Pelicans, and the Timberwolves, Nuggets, those teams. I think Lakers could give those teams problems. Not saying they would win a series against those guys, but I think they would give those teams problems. And if you add Paul George to that, I think we're a near 50-win team. Maybe I'm valuing Paul George a little too much, but I think if you roll relatively the same team back and you replace KCP with Paul George, and you don't miss half the games that I saw someone had said that Ingram and Lonzo have missed a combined
40 games,
40+ games.
Yeah.
If they miss a combined 20 games, I think Lakers have 5 more wins.
Yeah, I can see that.
And if you add Paul George on top of that, I think this is a 40-win team regardless. If you add Paul George on top of that, I think it's a 45+ at the least 45+ win team, and that's
looking at like a possible 6 seed.
Yeah, I would say that too, and I think it's probably the best spot for the Lakers. That 6-4 would be, or 4-6 would be the best spot for them if they want to make any sort of noise in the playoffs with Paul George, because of Houston and Golden State being Houston and Golden State. Even though Lakers have problems with Portland, but I'd rather face them than Houston or Golden State in the playoffs. Anyway, you alluded to the injuries. Like I said Ingram and Lonzo have missed a combined 40+ games. We had Josh Hart miss a month. We had KCP in prison for a month, which I'll sort of count as an injury. He wasn't playing at his best, obviously. Brook was out for 2 weeks. The only players who have consistently played are Julius and Kuzma.
Yeah, and Kuzma missed a game or two, but that's about it.
Julius is the only one that hasn't missed a game this year, I think.
Wave Poppy, sorry, got highlights on him. Breakaway dunk.
Jeez, your guy ain't Kelly Ray, but
that's
your guy.
My guy.
But the Lakers have had a lot of those guys miss games, and I think it's been a lot of. And not only have there been like guys miss games, there's been guys who have missed games at really inopportune times. Like the Lakers were really rolling, and then Ingram and Hurt get hurt. Or like we have most everyone back, but not Lonzo, and that means Tyler Ennis has to play. There's so many. There's such a domino effect when some of these guys don't play, or when they get hurt. When specifically they get hurt, and I feel like the Lakers always got hurt at the worst possible times. I mean, like just recently, Josh Hart's coming back. Oh, then Lonzo and Ingram get hurt immediately. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then, like I said, we were rolling. We won 5 straight games, and then Justice Winslow decides to hurt Brandon Ingram, and then Gary Payton Jr. breaks Josh Hart's hand. And it was just really inopportune times. And I think again, if the Lakers, if those guys only miss like, if they play like 5 to 10 more games, I think this team has at least 2 more wins. And I think if this team is relatively healthy, I mean, you could say this about a lot of teams. I mean, if Andre Robertson doesn't get hurt for the Thunder, who knows if? I mean, who knows if they're this bad? Because he was a really important piece. You can say the same thing about Paul Millsap getting hurt. You can say the same thing about everyone. Mm-hmm. But I think it's a lot more glaring with this Lakers team because our backups are pretty bad for the guys who have missed time. We had Corey Brewer play some major minutes, and we had Tyler Ennis play some major minutes when Ingram and Lonzo were out. And not having viable backup guys really hurts a team that isn't bad but isn't great. If you're playing bottom tier players in Tyler Ennis and Lakers Corey Brewer, you're gonna have a hard time winning games. And not only that, the Lakers have lost 12 games by 5 points or less this season. And I'm pretty sure there are games that were really, really close the whole time, and the other team ended up scoring like 6 free throws to make it an 8-point win. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of those for the Lakers this season. And I think maturing another year and possibly getting a star like Paul George wins you 3-4 of those games, along with the injury stuff probably costing us 3-4 games as well.
Yeah.
But do you have any sort of like a projection where you think they would have been if they don't miss as much time as they do?
I'd say like 37, 38 wins.
Yeah,
34. I mean, like, I would say that's probably at least. Maybe it's like 39, 40, but I've been the cynic for the longest, for compared to like Nas and you. So
yeah. Anyway, so moving on to free agency again. I know we've talked about it a lot, but I just wanted to get our general just sort of confidence on if these guys will be back next season. So let's start with the current Lakers. Let's start with Julius Randle. What do you think? How likely do you think it is that he is back for percentage wise?
80%.
I'm probably right there with you. I might be a little more optimistic with that, but I think, or give a reason why you think it's 80%.
Just that restricted free agent. I mean, they can match anything, and I think the main concern for a lot of people for some reason is Julius to Dallas.
Yeah,
and there have been several Dallas bloggers or people that I've seen online say that, or talk in podcasts like Kirk
Serious Face.
Yeah, there you go. On the Locked On Lakers podcast, he said that that's more of a LA thing. So
also they're having Wes Matthews is going to accept his option, and Dirk is coming back next year.
Yeah,
and that and they're probably going to draft a big man. If I had to put money on who they draft, because I think they're like 7, 8 right now in the lottery, and that's around Mo Bamba range, or maybe Trae Young if he falls that far. But I don't see him taking Trae Young with Dennis Jr. And
the guy that would scare me with him is McHale.
Yeah, if they take McHale, I think that is
restart their rebuild. Like, I mean, yeah, they're already kind of in the midst of it, but you get McHale and you already have Dennis Smith Jr. and then possibly you get Randall.
That's
an intriguing young core.
I do think they will get someone like Jabari Parker.
I think Milwaukee's going to match whatever, just because
from everything I've heard, they're not that high on him anymore.
Well, I mean, I don't blame them.
I think a team's going to give him a ton of money, and they're not going to. I think like Chicago.
If
he's from Chicago, so I think Chicago could.
I guess I just don't understand the point of getting another 4, because that's pretty much what Harrison Barnes is.
Yeah, he can't play the 5. I can maybe see Aaron Gordon, but I don't know if the Magic are that dumb. Who knows? Because they are a lot of the times.
I don't know. The Magic are insanely good with Isaac and Gordon on the floor.
They are, but who knows if they'll. I mean, I think a team might offer him upwards of 18 mil, and who knows if the Magic want to pay him that much?
Yeah, I think
they've been known to be really cheap.
I think someone's gonna give him close to a max.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's gonna get more than Julius because I think he has a better sort of reputation than Julius. Yep. And quote unquote upside, even though we're higher on Julius than we are Aaron Gordon, but that could just be Laker bias as well. But yeah, but like we both said, 80%. I'm relatively confident that Julius will be a Laker for at the very least another 4 years. Or here's another question: how long do you think his contract is if they do re-sign him?
I'd say 4 years.
4 years. I'm hoping it's 4 years.
I don't think.
I think Nas had brought this up before in our group DMs. 4 years, 64 mil, or the Dane or the Mozgov contract, I should say, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would be perfect for Julius and the Lakers. I think that gives Julius money that it's not max, but it's not like 12 million.
Yeah, I'd be comfortable with that. I don't really want to give him more than that.
I don't want to give him 20 mil, but if we have to, I'm giving him 20 mil.
Yeah. I mean, he's just got to continue to improve. I don't see him falling off a cliff.
I don't either. He doesn't seem like the type of guy who would.
Yeah, exactly. He's not like a Jerome James guy.
Shout Jerome James, man! Shout Jerome. That was from we went from Toronto to Minnesota, right? Or was it vice versa?
No. Jerome James went to the Knicks, bro.
I'm thinking of Mike James. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving on to Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. He started the season off really slow, and then he went to prison, and then he came back. Actually, no, he didn't really start the season slow. It was just prison. He was bad. And if you look at the numbers, non-prison, he's shooting a career high in everything. He's shooting a career high in everything with prison in it.
Yep.
I personally would like to have him back, but what do you think how confident that he will be back for you?
25%.
25%?
Because I'm just like 75%. I'm gonna jump ahead that they get Paul George.
Right.
So if they get Paul George, then I don't think that they get KCP.
Yeah, they would just roll with Josh Hart.
Yeah.
That
said, I would still take KCP over like Isaiah now.
Oh yeah, for sure. And if he would like to have a bench role and come back, I would love to have KCP back in that bench role.
Oh yeah.
Him and Josh Hart off the bench would be awesome.
Yep.
I don't think he'll want to do that because I think someone's going to give him money.
Maybe
not 18 million, but I think someone will give him 12 to 15 mil. And I think someone like the Knicks, someone like the Sixers, someone like that, I think would give him.
I don't know if the Knicks even have the cap space for that.
I mean, they did just give a ton of money too. And that's pay Porzingis soon as well. This next offseason. So I don't know. And they're probably gonna get I think they're paying they're still paying Noah. Yep. And they have Cantor's contract on there too.
Yep.
So probably not. But I think a team who needs some shooting and
I think Atlanta would be kind of interesting.
I think he'll want to go to a good team.
I think so too, but I mean, if they're gonna,
he's from Georgia. He is from Atlanta, so maybe
that was kind of partly why I was thinking. And also, I just think Coach Bud is a really good coach.
Yeah, I do too.
What, the second or third pick or something like that?
Yeah, but also remember they're paying Bazemore still.
Yeah,
and they're paying Schroeder.
Schroeder's a point guard, so I mean,
yeah, but it's just I get that, but
any basis with that. I mean, they did take on the contracts from that after that really weird Dwight deal.
Yeah,
but I could just see them looking into it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I can see where you're coming from, but like my main point being, I think a team's gonna give him money, and if he wants to come back and he's willing to take a pay cut to come back here, then awesome. I would love to have him back, but I think he's just gonna get a better opportunity, and you know, as he should take more money because I think he's been worth it this year.
Dallas should pursue him.
They're still paying Wes, you know.
So like Wes. We have no idea what West is going to be.
I mean, I know, but I don't know. I don't know. So I'd give it like
a shooter next to Dennis Smith Jr. So
I would give it like 15% that he's back.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so moving on to Brook Lopez, who he started the season off really poorly, but last I think just this year in 2018, he's been really good on both ends. He's a guy that I think fits really well with Julius and with the guys. I think he's built some chemistry with the whole team, and I think he really likes it here. So give me your percentage of Brook Lopez being back next year. Because this doesn't have anything to do with Paul George to me. I think this is separate.
I'll go 55%. Because I don't think they want to start Randall at the 5.
No. He'll still end games at the 5, but he won't start games at the 5.
Yeah, and he's obviously a great match with Randall because he can spread the floor.
Yep. There aren't a ton of guys who can replicate what he does.
Yeah.
On the market.
Yeah. There
even guys that I love in the draft. I mean, they won't be able to immediately.
Yeah.
Contribute.
Like I love Jonte. I love Mitchell Robinson. To go off of the weird SI mock draft. I like Bruno Fernando from what I've seen, not in the first round. But yeah, he's been good on defense. You can't really deny it. I mean, plenty of people have tried, but he's been good on defense. Yeah. His offense has been returning. So like, yeah, I'd bring him back. I don't know if it's 100% sure. Everyone keeps saying him to
Warriors.
Golden State.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying too.
Sam Esfandari, I want to say that's it. He said that a guy that he could see the Warriors actually going after would be Fry.
That's another guy that I would like later to bring back, but
I don't want to continue to bring back all the bigs, but
no,
I would bring back one of them.
Yeah. I would say for Brook, I'm relatively confident that he's gonna be back next year. I don't know why. So I'm gonna say 75%.
Too high, but
I just think that he really likes it here, and the players really like him, and the coaching staff really likes him, and he'd be willing to take a pay cut to come back here.
I haven't seen anything about him willing to take a pay cut.
I'm saying that I think he would be willing because of hometown, a close proximity to Disneyland.
yeah, that's always a big plus.
We know how much Brook loves Disneyland. And yeah, I just think he's built chemistry with the big guys and the rest of the team, and I think he'll be willing to take some sort of a pay cut to come back to the Lakers. I could be way off, but he could just want to go to a contender and want to win a ring immediately. But from what I've gotten from him, I think that's what I think he'll want to do.
Yeah, I mean, like the fit with Golden State is obvious, but
yeah,
what
I think Golden State's getting rid of a lot of the players this offseason. A lot of role players, or not re-signing a lot of role players. No Zaza, no JaVale, no Nick Young. I think they traded Sean Livingston, and I think they could trade Iguodala, who is a guy that I would 100% take on if they're looking to trade him.
Yeah, I don't know quite about that, but sure.
If we don't get Paul George, 100%.
Oh, yeah. No, I was meaning, I don't know if
they trade him.
Yeah, if they make all those moves.
Right.
I could see like letting McCaw go, because McCaw hasn't been good this year, even though we still love him. And I could see them obviously letting Nick go. Could see JaVale, sure, maybe Zaza, but
I'm relatively confident Livingston's gone because Quinn Cook's been really good.
I don't think that really means anything because you can play those two together.
I mean, you could, but I think that they're sort of going towards their youth guys they have. I think they really like Jordan Bell, they really like Damian Jones, and they really like Quinn Cook.
I mean, I guess it kind of depends on how much money they're giving Cook.
He's not getting a ton from what I heard. Like he could have got a lot more on the open market.
Yeah. That was a guy I've wanted the Lakers to get for
a while.
2 years now.
I remember when Atlanta waived him this offseason. I'm like, Lakers, go pick him up now. And then, of course, he goes to the Warriors and kills it.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine Quinn Cook getting those backup minutes instead of Tyra Ennis.
Freaking stupid.
Anyway, imagine Alex Caruso, Quinn Cook backcourt in the G League. I mean,
oh man, that would have been.
Quinn Cook was a 50, 40, 90 guy in the G League, the first one ever.
That's really funny. I saw that, but it's really funny.
He was pretty much Steph Curry G League version. Like he was insane, and of course Caruso was great down there, and Thomas Bryant and so on and so forth. But anyway, off topic. Brook, I do think that's the team that would get him. It is the Warriors, because I think he just fits obviously, and he doesn't have to finish games, but he could if you need him to. He's not a Zaza or a JaVale. He can actually shoot the ball. He can pass the ball. He can play defense, so on and so forth.
I just think it's Fry. I think Fry is the guy they target.
I can see it. I can also see Dwayne Dedmon as another guy too.
Yeah, possibly.
Moving on. Let's go to the big names, the big free agent names. Let's go to Mr. Paul George of the Oklahoma City Thunder. His mind is in Los Angeles. His jumper is also in Los Angeles, apparently. His body is still in Oklahoma City, but he's an obvious shell of himself. So give me a percentage for Paul George. I know you already said it, but let's give a full reason now.
75% because of pretty much, I think that he wants to come home.
I think so too.
I think the only reason why he doesn't come back, I think, is if Oklahoma City somehow makes some type of really big run in the playoffs.
I still think they have to make the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
And
honestly, I just don't even know if that does it. Maybe that sounds like too ridiculous, but
that's a little ridiculous in my opinion.
He went to the Eastern Conference Final with the Pacers.
I mean, I can see it.
Maybe, but
I've heard people have been talking a lot about the Sixers recently. I was watching. I don't know why I was watching. I was watching The Jump.
That's the one that I've brought up a lot because a lot of people think that it makes more sense to go after PG than LeBron for Philly.
I think the fit makes sense. I don't think he wants to go to Philly. I think that's the thing.
I don't know. I just don't know about who wants to go there. I mean, not that no one would go there because you'd be going to play with two really, really good young players. But
I'm not saying he wouldn't want to go because of basketball. I just don't think he wants to go to the city of Philadelphia. I think that's why. I think he wants to come back home and he wants to be the next Kobe. So,
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Trying to bring up Kobe.
I'm just going to fall asleep here on the podcast.
My percentage is 85%. I think he's almost. I just think he'll be a Laker. Read NBA on Twitter. He has him at 97.3%.
Yeah, I think that was partly. I mean, it had to be partly joke, but yeah.
I mean, maybe like 50% of that's a joke, but I just think he's everything but he's everything but a Laker right now at this point, and I mean, even though the Sixers make a better basketball fit, it's not like the Lakers don't make sense fit wise. I think he would fit perfectly on this team. Obviously, that Sixers team would probably become the favorite to win the finals immediately if he went there.
I don't know if I would say to win the finals.
To go to the finals, I should say.
Yeah, maybe.
But I just think he wants to be here, and I think we could really build something with him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on to Mr. LeBron James. He tweeted at Kyle Kuzma yesterday talking about his Van Exel jersey. He's obviously coming to LA. Just tell me why he's coming to LA. No, I'm just joking. Give me your percentage for LeBron.
10%.
10%.
Yeah. I never quite got it. I know there's so many reasons people have, his business is in Burbank?
Yeah, his kids are here.
Yeah, like he doesn't want to deal with Gilbert anymore, blah, blah, blah. I don't see him leaving.
I don't know why I still think he leaves. I don't know if it's the Lakers, but I still have a feeling he leaves. There was an article from Eric Pincus after the Rockets signed Tim Quarterman about this is like the first step to what his projected plan was to try to get LeBron and not to give up Capella or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And signing a guy like Tim Quarterman.
Mm-hmm.
to the contract that he was signed to. It was the first step to it. Daryl Morey is always on Twitter. I would not be surprised if he's trying to follow that. If he's trying to follow that guy's a genius. I don't care what anyone says. Nas can slander me all he wants. I think he's the top 5 GM.
Slander me all
Daryl Morey's the top 5 GM. I think he'll figure out a way if he really wants to. For Lakers, I think there's about 15% chance. I'm a little more optimistic than you are. I think if Lakers get Paul George, there's a better chance for him coming. I still don't think there's a great chance. And I think I would kind of rather try to get Kawhi the next year anyway, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, I'd love to have him, obviously. The caveat for me is keeping Julius and also getting him. If that happens, then I'm 100% cool. I think that makes us a top 3 team in the West immediately. And I think I saw someone today tweet after the Kyrie injury was tweeted out from Woj, said something like, "Hot take: 2019 Finals, Celtics versus LeBron's Lakers," or something like that.
That's funny.
But yeah, it's not a great chance, but I still think that since the Lakers are the Lakers and getting Paul George would help that a lot. I think there's still think about it. I think I'll meet with the Lakers at the very least. Moving on to probably the least likely of all these guys, DeMarcus Cousins. Give your percentage for DeMarcus Cousins.
2%.
I don't think I'm giving it a 0. I don't think there's any chance he turns down a contract from the Pelicans. I think they give him a huge contract and he accepts it immediately, and that could blow up in their face. If they suck or if they're not as good as they were this year, next year, and then 80 the free agent the next year upcoming, then that could really blow up in their face. But I just don't see them not offering him a giant contract and him not accepting it.
Yeah, I
just don't like the fit in Los Angeles.
Oh no, I'm 0. I want him 0%.
Yeah,
but I think that they'll still have a meeting with him and try and give him a pitch.
If you're giving him any sort of contract after that Achilles injury, it better be a 1 or 2 year deal.
Yep.
If you give him a max contract for 4 years, I'm very upset because we have dealt with Achilles injuries before. We should know better.
Yep, I agree.
Anyway, that was a fast one. But moving on to Kawhi, this is more of an offseason trade scenario. There's been a lot of weirdness with Kawhi. It's been a very weird season. What's been a weirder storyline, Kawhi or Markelle Fultz before he came back to you?
Crap. I would say the Kawhi one, mainly because they say he's healthy.
Yeah.
But he's choosing not to come back. I don't know. It's so weird.
It's so weird. I honestly think they're going to look to trade him in offseason. I don't think he gets traded, but I do think they'll look for trades. Give me your percentage on a Kawhi trade to the Lakers.
0.
0%, really?
Yeah.
I think
Boston can just beat him out.
Do you think the Lakers don't try, or do you think they just get outbidded?
I think they'll get outbid.
I
honestly, and how you said you think they're going to try and trade him. The only way I think they try and trade him is if he turns down the super max or whatever.
Which I think could happen. I think there's a real chance that happens.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's just a weird situation. I don't know.
This type of crap always happens when someone is.
I don't know, man. This is something completely different.
We say this every time.
No, but this
is like Ben Simmons trying to force his way to LA.
No, did Ben Simmons fake an injury to?
No, but I'm saying people try and say they try and force themselves all types of places, and
I'm not saying he's gonna force himself to the Lakers. I just think he's gonna be a free agent.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that.
I give it like a 10% chance. I think the Lakers will try to trade for him. I think
they'll try and trade for him, and then
they'll ask for too much.
RC Buford will hang out the phone.
This is a second part to this Kawhi thing. At Reed _NBA on Twitter put a poll up. for this question, he said, assuming Paul George signs and Julius returns, Kawhi and the Spurs go sideways, and the Spurs offer him for 2 of Lonzo, Ingram, and Kuzma, Los Angeles' choice. And this is Kawhi. Kawhi assures he'd stay long term. Who do you take that trade, and who are the 2 you trade?
I'm not doing that trade because I don't know if he's healthy.
Okay, this is he's 100% healthy, and we know it.
I mean, you don't know it though.
So, no, but that's the hypothetical, Clayton. God damn it!
I hate hypotheticals.
God, you're no fun.
Because it's not fun. Yeah, I know you're gonna piss and moan at me later. If I was gonna have to give out 2, I guess it would probably be, if you're getting PG, I would guess it would be Ingram and Kuzma, but because then Lonzo can just set those 2 up. But
it's really tough for me between Lonzo and Ingram.
Yeah, I would rather keep Ingram.
Yeah,
because all 3 of those guys could be ball handlers, and you can find another point guard,
right? Or you can just have one of them be the point guard.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I still just say that he's going to be a Spur for life. I mean, I just don't.
I think Pop's gone soon, and I think and I think Kawhi is the reason why he retires. That's my prediction. I think Kawhi leaves, and I think Pop retires pretty much right after.
I mean, LaMarcus asked for a trade, and Pop got him to agree to it. I just can't. Yeah, I just don't see it.
Man, you are no fun. Moving on.
I mean, you knew this. You knew that was what was going to be pretty much said.
It's a basic hypothetical. I'm not giving some sort of like real insanely impossible hypothetical. I mean,
yeah. Hypotheticals like that are fun for general fans and I just don't give a crap.
You're very much above the general fan crowd.
I just it's always all that so stupid. What would you trade? Would you trade all 3 for AD right now?
No.
Okay.
I don't trust.
There's a hypothetical. There you go.
I think we can get AD in free agency. That's why. That's the reason why I wouldn't want to trade, because I think we can have a chance to get these guys in free agency.
I think you get one of those guys in free agency.
Yeah. Obviously, you choose.
If you get AD, or if you don't trade for AD, the problem is by that time you're having to pay guys.
Yeah, but I mean, you're still gonna have to pay AD. You know.
I know, but if you trade for AD, then you've got his bird rights, and it doesn't matter.
I guess, but I think the Lakers could get like someone like Kuzma to take less money.
Yeah, I don't see that.
The
27th overall pick. You're gonna tell me that if he gets thrown a big contract, he's gonna turn it down?
I think he wants to stay in LA. I don't think he wants to leave LA.
Okay.
Okay.
We have no idea. Like 5 years ago, would you have said PG was going to call or, force his way out of Indiana?
Honestly, I've always sort of thought Paul George would be a Laker.
Brother.
Because of his Kobe connection. Him and Kobe have been buddies for a while. Mm. And I know, and he's from around here. I mean, I've always thought Paul George would be an option in some time in the future. That maybe you won't believe me, whatever. Moving on. This has turned into a very angry podcast. I don't care. The double max. What do you think the percentage of the Lakers getting 2 max contracts is? So pretty much Paul George and LeBron is pretty much the.
Yeah.
That's the only max contract I can see him giving out. I don't.
What did I say for LeBron?
I think you said like 10%. 5%, something like that.
And then if that's the case, then 10%. Because I don't see the point of them getting LeBron without Paul George.
No, I'm saying both of them though.
No, I know, and I'm saying I don't see LeBron coming unless they get Paul George.
Yeah.
And if I give Paul George, or if I give LeBron only a 10% chance of him coming anyways, I guess I don't understand why I would bump down my percentage. I'd say 10%.
Okay. A couple of lesser Lakers I want to see. Alex Caruso, do you think he's on a roster next year?
I hope so.
Well, what's your feeling on, like, I want him on the roster too, but
it doesn't matter. He's on a 2-year 2-way deal, so it doesn't matter.
I think he's a restricted free agent.
No.
Well, I mean, Tyrone Wallace is, and he was a 2-way guy.
I mean, they signed him to a 2-year deal, like summer.
I think that's all 2-way deals, though.
And I'm saying it's a 2-year deal.
No, I know, but I'm saying Tyrone Wallace is a restricted free agent. He was a 2-way guy. I think
that's usually what a 2-year. I mean, it may be unguaranteed.
Like no one's gonna give him money. I'm just saying, like,
I think they just keep him on the 2-way deal unless they can't find a better backup.
I think they have him on the active roster as like a 12th guy.
I'd be fine with that. I would actually prefer.
I don't think he comes into next year as our backup point guard, but I do think he'll be our 5th guard.
I'd be fine with that.
Thomas Bryant, I think he's on the team next year, but let's say, what do you think his role would be next year?
I think he should get 10 to 15 minutes a game next year.
Yeah, I think so too. I was listening to the Take Charge podcast with Cran Jasmine Basketball and Tom Zayas, and they were talking about the G League stats of Bryant and Caruso and Zubats, and they were saying, like, they can 100% see him as a 10 to 15 minute guy, being the type of guy that really helps out someone like Lonzo, because Lonzo, with those pick and pop bigs, worked out really well because he isn't great at attacking the pick and roll and hitting the roll man. Him and Julius haven't been that good in pick and rolls, just because they cut off Julius and they pretty much forced Lonzo to take a mid range, and if he doesn't have a mid range, this a turnover or they reset the play or something like that. I think Thomas brings that. I think from what they said, his defensive stats have actually been really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's more his defensive abilities right now.
Yeah.
He's got. I'm not saying that he's super low IQ, but his instincts aren't the best when it comes to defense. I think they've improved from everything I've heard and seen. And I'm still really high on him. I would be more than happy to have him
right
15 minutes. That's why, like, I'm not super worried about a 5. I know a lot of people are just like, we need a 5.
Well,
I think necessarily. I think, like, if you get a guy that's like a Brook, which would still be good, for like 20 minutes a game or something like that, and then you have Bryant for 10 to 15,
and Julius for the rest.
The rest, yeah.
I think with the center position, what the Lakers are going to do is they're going to have a third big man. And I think that third big man is either going to be someone like a David West type, or they draft someone. Which kind of leads me into the next question. Percentage do you think Zubats is on the roster next year?
Whew, man, that's a good one.
I think, personally, I'm giving it like a 25% chance he's still on the team.
Yeah, I think they're going to use him to try and move up with that Denver pick.
Yeah, I think
we've seen lots of people try and talk about that on Twitter, and I just think
for me and Ben Rosas, we talked about that a lot on Twitter.
Yeah, I would. That's what I would try and do. Or see if you can move from 46 or 47 last time I checked to, the 35 range. That would be.
Or if there's a team, maybe you can move up with the first rounder as well.
Yeah, like Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a guy like
Atlanta's got obviously the super early one, but then they have 2 late firsts.
Yeah, maybe a guy like Zaire Smith or DeAndre Hunter drops on the board, and
oh my god,
and you can pick him up, or a guy like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, someone like Troy Brown or something like that.
Yeah, I don't see Shai
I mean, I don't either, but like a guy who drops, or like a Robert Williams if he drops or something like that. Even though I like Jonte more, but I think Jonte was actually going to be there still. And then finally, did you have a percentage for Zubats?
No, I mean, the organization still seems to like him, so I would say like a 35% chance.
But from what I've heard, they're not as high on him anymore, and they're really high on Thomas Bryant.
I mean, that would make a lot of sense, but I mean, I haven't seen it, so like, I'm not saying it's not been said. I just haven't seen it, so I guess until proven otherwise, that's just what I would say.
Got you.
It would suck too, because he's been a Laker fan forever, and usually I'm not sentimental at all like that. But
Zoo is so innocent. So.
Yeah, exactly. Send him to Cleveland. Let him be back with his dad.
Send him to San Antonio so he can actually
send him to Cleveland so he can be with his dad.
And then have a Zizic and a Zubats.
A Zizic and a Zubats, but you just get Zubats back with his dad and Larry Nance. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters right now. Travis Ware, percentage he's on the roster next year.
25% chance.
I think
I would have no problem with him being the 14-15 man.
I can see him being the two-way guy, honestly.
Maybe.
I can see.
I think that really just comes down to what they're doing with Caruso. Because I don't think Gary Payton the second is going to be back.
That was a waste of a two-way spot.
Well, he's been good down there. It's just they're not using him. So I don't understand what the deal is. If you don't like him, or if they don't like him, then he'll be gone. I still would like to see what he could do, but
I mean, their season's over, so maybe he plays something in the next 4 games. But I think with Travis Ware, it's weird. It's weird with Travis Ware. I think there's like a 20% chance he's still on the roster. But I think there is like a 75% chance he's still in Lakers organization though.
Oh yeah, if he's not on the Lakers, I bet you that he's gonna be on the South Bay Lakers.
Yeah. So I think so. If we ever need to like call him up, we could. You know? I wouldn't love having him on a two-way because I think two-way should be used for a lot of high upside guys.
Yeah.
Or someone like Caruso, who's not necessarily high upside, but someone who you think could be a solid backup in the future.
Yeah.
But I think this class is going to have a lot of guys not drafted who are good, and I think the Lakers need to take advantage of that.
Lakers should have taken advantage with a guy like Antonio Blakeney. Just
that, or they could have took a chance on Trey Burke, which would help out a lot. We kind of scoffed at the possibility of us getting Trey Burke, but man, Trey would have helped out a lot.
Yeah, he would.
He would have had a ton. I mean, he's been killing it in New York. Like he has some crazy numbers up there.
Yeah, good for him.
He had a 44-11 game. Like that's ridiculous.
I don't know if I think that happens next year, but I hope he does well. He doesn't seem like he's a scumbag. So
no, he stopped partying now. So
yeah,
there's hope. There's hope for Jordan Clarkson. That's the last of them. I think so. Was there any other thing you want to talk about, Clayton? Any topic that was that we want to talk
about? No, just I'm glad that the Lakers are finally giving Elgin Baylor a statue.
Yeah, it's been long overdue.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is another sort of hypothetical, and maybe you'll hate it, but who do you think the next Laker to get his jersey retired that's not Powell? Like, I know it'll have to be one of the guys that's on the team right now or in the future, but do you think there's a guy, like if you had to give one guy on this team who you think will be that guy who will get his jersey up there, who do you think it's going to be?
Well, it always has to be a Hall of Famer, so that's kind of hard to say.
Not always. There's teams that don't have. I mean, like Spurs have Bruce Bowen up there.
But the Lakers.
Well, yeah, but Spurs are a pretty good franchise too. I mean, but I get it's Lakers. I understand.
Yeah, I thought the question was who would.
No, I know. I get it.
Yeah, if it's the Lakers, it has to be a Hall of Fame player. So, I mean, Powell gets it.
Yeah, Powell gets it for sure. People who say no to that are ridiculous.
Are stupid. They're stupid. Just flat out, you're not. They're so stupid. They like to go run in traffic.
Lakers don't win 2 championships without Powell.
Nope. I mean, nope. Doesn't happen. So on this current roster,
yeah, or I mean, it can even be like PG.
I'm just gonna stick with who's on the roster. I would say probably the first guy that would do is probably Alonzo, just because on my word.
If he has somewhat of a Hall of Fame career, he's instantly
the deep throat contests that were given to him on the introductory presser.
I'm gonna give sort of a wild card. I think it's Julius.
That'd be cool. That would be super cool. I mean,
that would be so much fun. I think I would 100% cry if Julius got his.
I mean, you cry at a lot of things. So
that's my guy. That's my son. That's my adult son. I love him so much. I don't care what Jamie says. I don't care if it's his son. It's my son now. He's mine. I have overtaken the possession of Randall Stan or Randall Island or whatever it is.
You two may need to fight.
What else? A lot of.
Don't forget Nas. That could be a 3-way fight.
Oh man, he has connection with the mom, but these last few days of the season are going to be really chaotic. I mean, the separation between the 5 seed and the 9 seed right now is a game.
Yeah.
I mean, even the 4 seed and the 9 seed, it's 2 games. So let's go teams that play Oklahoma City. Let's go them. Let's go every team that is around Oklahoma City. And yeah, they played the Rockets on Saturday. Hopefully the Rockets don't rest players, which I have a feeling because they have I think they just clinched. They clinched the conference today.
Who did?
Yeah, because the Warriors lost.
Oh, yeah. I mean, until the Warriors lose in the playoffs, I just
no. I'm just saying because I want them to actually try on Saturday.
Houston? Oh yeah.
I don't want them to rest their guys.
Does D'Antoni rest guys? That I don't remember.
I don't know, but I mean, I think they only have like 3 or 4 games left. So I mean, maybe, but I think Chris Paul and James Harden have been sort of on and off resting. I just need one of them to play because I think if one of them played, they can beat them. But I really need them to take that loss. I think best case scenario, if they don't drop out of the playoffs, is playing Houston. I don't want them to play the Warriors just because I don't want them to go 7 games with the Warriors and have Paul George think, "Oh, we can beat the Warriors." That's like the worst thing I want that. Or even, God forbid, they beat them. That'd be worse. That'd be the worst. If
I don't see that happening.
They wouldn't, but I mean, if they're the 7 seed and they beat the Warriors, who are the 2 seed, Paul George would come back. I think, which is a very minuscule chance of happening. But either way, I just need them to lose as much as possible.
Yeah, there are 2 things that I deserve as a Lakers fan.
Is it DeAndre Hunter and
one is DeAndre Hunter, the other one is Oklahoma City. Is them not making the playoffs.
I love how DeAndre Hunter is the
number 1.
The number 1 now.
Yeah, he's my OG.
It's pretty much exactly what you said, except with Zaire Smith. For me. Anyway, playoffs start in, I believe, 8 days, something like that. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. At least I know you don't really care. You don't really watch the playoffs much, but
no, I watch the playoffs. I don't give a crap about the NCAA tournament.
Well, yeah, no, I just never really saw you watch much of the playoffs in recent years. But
last year I wasn't able to watch as much as I would like because of schoolwork. I had a couple big classes then. But the previous year, no, I watched almost every game.
Do you think it's Cavs Warriors again?
Until further notice, yeah.
I don't want. I want to be different, so I'm gonna say Sixers Warriors. Even though it's probably gonna be Cavs Warriors, but I'm gonna be different and say Sixers Warriors. I really like the Sixers to make the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I could see that.
I just don't see the Celtics or Raptors stopping them.
Mm-hmm.
Or stopping Embiid, I should say. I mean, Valanciunas is not a good defender, and the Celtics have Al Horford, who's like a dwarf compared to Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
and they're without Kyrie as well, and Gordon Hayward, and Marcus Smart. So it would be an easy-ish win for them. But either way, playoffs start soon. Lakers play 4 more games, I believe, right? Was it 4 more?
Sure.
The Wolves. It's the Wolves, the Jazz, the Rockets, and the Clippers. I'm like 90% sure that's when they play, and I believe the Rockets Clippers game is on a back-to-back for the last 2 games of the season. But 35 is what I'm hoping for. I think that's pretty much what most Laker fans are hoping for. 35 wins is pretty much a benchmark for some reason for us. But hopefully they can win at least 1 game in the last 4. It's going to be a dreadful offseason after the
oh my word.
After free agency ends, it's going to be after the summer league, it's going to be a
I feel bad for everyone in June during the playoffs because I'm going to I don't know if I actually want people to know where I'm going to be. Did I say that last time? I don't remember.
I think you have said it on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it again. So
you're going to be somewhere, and
people that know me are jealous.
Oh. Yeah, I'm so jealous of you, Clayton. Oh my gosh.
You should be.
Either way,
I've seen your face. You should be jealous of me.
I don't know what that means, but whatever, man.
Calling you ugly.
You're a jerk. That's it. I am muting you. I have muted you. You are muted. Either way. Oh,
I can unmute myself, I think.
Dang it, yeah. I was trying to unmute you, but I thought I muted you again. Either way, that's where we're gonna end. Make sure to again follow the podcast on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Google Play Music, and on SoundCloud. Follow the podcast on Twitter at Lakers. Jesus Christ, at Under the Bus Pod. You can follow me at Merch Christian. You can follow Clayton at Lakers 1949.
Don't forget to rate and review.
Don't forget to rate and review.
We want our audience back from our old days.
We were pushing 500
bastards.
500 an episode. It was we were going up, and then we just got shot down. But
bastards.
We're gonna get there again. I'm confident. We'll get there again.
Say it again. They're bastards.
Yeah, they know who they are. Either way, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys later. Peace.
Bye.